All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 32 of the Train Station Podcast. I am your host, A Train, going live for the first time in a long time, so we're going to do this together. I didn't really know what to talk about today. There's a lot going on in the sports world, but there's also other things going on. I didn't really know what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to kind of go live and, kind of leave it to people to decide what I talk about today, but not a lot of people in here at the moment. I'm probably going to just go ahead and talk about the Super Bowl. It's coming up in about a week. And yeah, I'll go from there. So, um, if anybody had watched any of the games this weekend, you would know that Matthew Stafford is headed to his first Super Bowl in his career after being stuck in Detroit the last 13 years. He goes against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. If you would have told me last year that it'd be the Rams and the Bengals in the Super Bowl, probably would have told you you're a little crazy. But here we are. Um, Stafford, for some odd reason, I'll talk about it in a minute, has a lot of haters, and I don't understand. But yeah, it should be a fantastic matchup. I'm really looking forward to it. One of the Super Bowls I've been looking forward to in a long time. It's something different. It's teams that we don't normally see every year. It's not the Chiefs. It's not the Patriots. It's not the Packers. It's not Tampa. No Tom Brady, which I'll also talk to in a minute because it's a little interesting that Tom Brady decided to go the career path that he did. So let's get into it. Matthew Stafford had his career wasted away for 12 years in Detroit. This was year 13 for him. The moment he leaves Detroit, he wins the Super Bowl. Like, what's up with, or he doesn't win, but he goes to the Super Bowl. Like, and there's a lot of Lions fans out there, and I know there's a lot that are in support of him, but there's a lot of Lions fans out there that just hated just hated the fact that he left and he's not going to be good. He's this and that. Well, guess what? Turns out, I guess Detroit was the problem, just like Detroit was the problem when Calvin Johnson was there. Detroit was the problem when Barry Sanders was there. It's not a player problem. It is a problem within the ownership that players continue to find success elsewhere. Everybody that leaves Detroit finds success elsewhere. Why can't the Lions, who have all this talent to begin with, actually be good, But they decide to be bad and this and that. As far as the other side goes, how about the Bengals? Nobody expected them to come here. They lost to a very average Browns team twice. They have a lot of losses that they probably should have won. But Joe Burrow, he's a fantastic young quarterback. He plays with some swagger. And he has that look of when he was at LSU, that his final year before going number one. He's got that look in his eyes that, yeah, I'm going to take it all, and there's nothing you could do about it. And, he's just playing with that kind of passion that is really, I don't know the word, like really tough to actually have. And he's on a mission. He's trying to prove that he can do it, coming off a year removed from a torn ACL, a bad ACL tear. Everybody was questioning why they didn't have an offensive lineman taken with their pick. Instead, they took Jamar Chase. That seemed to be working very, very well for them. And yeah, who would have thought that, taking Jamar Chase over an offensive line, which you really needed. And I think Cincinnati, even in the offseason this year, they'll still try and find a way to protect Joe Burrow. But it's interesting that everybody was complaining that they needed to go offensive line, and they went Jamar Chase, who was Joe Burrow's teammate at LSU, instead. And it ended up being just an absolute fantastic pick anyways. So it'll be interesting. This game will be very interesting. Like the rest of the playoffs, I think it'll be very, very close. It probably won't come down to a last-second field goal like most of them have, but it'll be a close game. My prediction is that Stafford, after 13 years, finally gets that illustrious Super Bowl ring. Sorry, Joe Burrow, you're a great young talent, but it's not your time. It's time for Stafford to get a Super Bowl. Um, yeah, and the Rams have been that team this year that have kind of revived guys' careers. Odell Beckham was kind of stuck in limbo in Cleveland. Didn't really have the ball thrown his way. Didn't really get to be the playmaker we know he is. He goes to the Rams, as turned out to be the fourth option. He gets there. Robert Woods tears his ACL. Suddenly, he's one of the main go-to guys outside of Cooper Kupp. And it's like, where's this Odell been the last 4 or 5 years? He's been stuck in Cleveland. Von Miller, another guy. He's been kind of stuck in Denver in a team that's going through a bit of a rebuild. He does have a Super Bowl ring. The Rams give up yet another pick for him after giving up all those picks to acquire Stafford, which I've talked about in recent or past episodes. He goes to the Rams. He absolutely adds to that defense. Now you can't double team Aaron Donald because you have Von Miller to worry about. And it's just crazy because now they have Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, Aaron Donald. A very interesting, defense that they have built up there. And for the Rams, I don't really think they care about draft picks. They've been all or nothing for the last few years. And this year it seems like it's finally paid off. If they don't get it this year, do they blow it up? Do they try and add more pieces to try and go back next year? What do they do if you are LA and you don't win it this year? What do you do to go all in? So, yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting game. My prediction is that the Rams will win 31-24. It's going to be a very close, tight ball game throughout. It might even be a game where they lead for a while and Cincinnati comes back like they did in the AFC Championship. But I think it'll be another close game. I don't think we're in for a blowout. This whole playoff hasn't really been a blowout outside of like the first round. It's been very, very good matchups. It's going to be another good matchup. Can we talk about the Super Bowl halftime show for a minute? Because this is one of the greatest Super Bowl lineups I've ever seen, and I am expecting an absolute killer show, which means we'll probably be disappointed. Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, a huge, huge halftime show lineup, and for this generation, that's kind of the people that we kind of grew up with and listening to, so it's going to be absolutely huge. A fantastic lineup after, the last few years have been kind of, weak. Not saying that I love The Weeknd and I like his music, but that halftime show was not good, So hopefully this halftime show brings some flair and that kind of missing oomph that we've been missing the last few years. Like I said, I'm expecting an absolute killer show, which means we probably won't get a killer show because every time we get our expectations up, they tend to fail us. That's really all I have to say is the Super Bowl. I just kind of wanted to go live just to see what was going on. I will probably be back later this week as I'm trying to figure out some things to get some exciting things on the podcast, but all of that is in the works. Stay patient. It's just a quick little see what's going on kind of thing. As you can see for the layout, follow all the socials below. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube is there. This will also be posted on YouTube for those that aren't able to listen right now or those that don't have Twitch. It's going to be on the YouTube shortly after we end here. Twitter there, Instagram there. And that's all I had to talk about. I'll probably go more into depth about Lions fans and all that. Or I might have some special guests. Just stay tuned. As for now, I just wanted to kind of get my feet wet into streaming a little bit. I know it's not very long, but hopefully the next one can be a little bit longer. And it's because this was kind of unexpected. I was just kind of sitting at my computer like, I think I'm going to go live now. So I'll have to come up with kind of a more consistent schedule here coming up shortly, but I just wanted to check everything, make sure everything ran well, and talk about the Super Bowl, give my predictions, and all of that. So I will catch you guys in the next episode. See ya.